The envelope was placed too neatly on the kitchen table, right in the center, like it wanted to be noticed. I knew something was wrong the moment I saw it. The house was quiet, too quiet, and the coffee in my hand suddenly tasted bitter. My name is Michael Hayes, and that morning, my wife Rachel Hayes tried to scare me with divorce papers. I picked them up slowly, my heart thudding harder with every page I turned. Legal language, dates, our names typed in black ink like strangers. For a moment I waited for the punchline. A laugh. I got you. It never came. Rachel stood near the window, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the street outside. She didn't look angry. She looked determined. They're not filed, she said flatly. I just need you to understand how serious this is. Serious. That word again. Everything in our marriage had become serious lately. Serious talks, serious problems, serious distance. Understand what? I asked quietly. That I can't keep living like this, she snapped, finally turning toward me. You're never here, Michael. You're always tired. Always distracted. I wanted to tell her that I was working overtime so we wouldn't lose the house, that I was exhausted because I was trying to hold everything together, but something stopped me. Instead, I looked back at the papers, and then I surprised both of us. Where do I sign? I asked. Her face froze. What did you say? You wanted me to take this seriously, I replied. So I am. She laughed nervously, stepping closer. Stop, this isn't funny. You're supposed to be scared. I met her eyes. I am scared. Just not in the way you think. I signed my name. The sound of the pen scraping paper echoed louder than it should have. Rachel stumbled back like I had pushed her. You didn't mean that, she whispered. I meant it, I said. That moment ended our marriage, even though neither of us fully understood it yet. 2 weeks later, Rachel packed a suitcase. I just need time, she said, avoiding my eyes. Space to think. Our daughter Lily, only 6 years old, watched from the couch, clutching her stuffed rabbit. Mommy, are you coming back? She asked. Rachel knelt, kissed her cheek, and said soon, but soon never came. Court meetings replaced conversations. Lawyers replaced apologies. And slowly, painfully, the truth surfaced. Rachel didn't want the responsibility anymore. I feel trapped, she admitted one afternoon. I need to find myself. I wanted to scream. Instead, I asked the only question that mattered. What about Lily? Rachel looked down. She's better off with you. That was the day I became a single dad, even before the papers were finalized. The first night alone felt unreal. Lily sat at the kitchen table staring at her dinner. I had burned the chicken and overcooked the rice. Mommy makes it better, she said softly. I know, I replied, forcing a smile. But Daddy's trying. Later, when I tucked her into bed, she looked at me with eyes too wise for her age. Is Mommy mad at me? My chest tightened. No, sweetheart, I said, holding her close. This is not because of you. Never. She nodded, trusting me completely. That trust terrified me more than anything else. Single fatherhood hit hard and fast. I learned how to pack lunches at midnight, how to braid hair before school, how to survive on 4 hours of sleep and cold coffee. Bills piled up. Silence filled the house after Lily fell asleep. Some nights, I sat on the couch, staring at old photos, wondering if signing those papers had been a mistake. Rachel called occasionally. Her voice sounded lighter, freer. I'm doing better, she'd say. Lily would hover nearby, pretending not to listen. Did Mommy ask about me? She'd whisper after the call. Of course I'd lie. Eventually the calls slowed, then stopped, and somehow life went on. One rainy evening, after a long day, Lily crawled into my lap while I folded laundry. Daddy, she said, I like when you read to me every night. I smiled. I like it too. She rested her head on my chest. You don't leave. That sentence broke me. I realized then that while my marriage had failed, my purpose hadn't. The court granted me full custody. Rachel didn't show up. I expected anger, resentment, bitterness. Instead, I felt calm, sad but clear. Some people don't leave because they're cruel. They leave because they're unfinished. Years passed. Lily grew taller, louder, stronger. Our home filled with new traditions, Saturday pancakes, movie nights, silly dances in the kitchen. We weren't perfect, but we were honest. Do I regret signing those papers so quickly? Sometime. But if I hadn't, I might have stayed in a marriage built on fear. I might have taught my daughter that love means walking on eggshells. Rachel tried to scare me with divorce papers. What she didn't realize was that she handed me a new life, one where I learned that being a father isn't about perfection, it's about presence, and that sometimes the scariest moment becomes the one that saves you.